everyone, this is Marika and welcome back to another session of Community Health Nursing with me. In our previous session, we have discussed about climate and climate change. What are the various effects of climate change? What is causing climate change and how it is impacting the life of humans, animals, as well as plants. In this session today, we are going to discuss a very important topic, which is one of the major problems that is faced by the world today. And the topic for today's discussion is global warming. Now, before we move on to today's topic, let us quickly recall what we have discussed in our previous session. So far, we have discussed about climate change and we've understood that climate is one of the most important component of a man's physical environment. Climate decides the individual need for shelter, clothing, as well as the kind of food that the individual consumes. So what is climate? Climate can be described as a weather condition prevailing over a region of the earth for a longer period of time. So we will take a region of the earth and analyze the weather condition of that particular region for a long period of time in order to consider it as climate. The climate of a place is influenced by various factors such as rainfall, temperature, air pressure, seasonal variation, and weather extremes. We have also discussed that climate depends on various factors like solar energy, temperature, atmospheric pressure, movement of the wind, and moisture or humidity in the atmosphere. I hope you've got a clear idea about what is climate and what are the various factors that affects climate and what is the effect of climate change on humans, animals, and plants. Now let us move on to today's topic. As I said, the topic for today's discussion is global warming. So global warming is a long-term heating of the Earth's surface which has been observed from pre-industrial period which ranges from 1850 to 1900. Now, as I said, global warming is a long-term heating of Earth's surface. What does that mean? It means the Earth's temperature, the entire planet's temperature has been raised because of global warming. What does that mean? It means the overall temperature of the earth has been increased. So the entire planet's temperature has been increased and the long-term warming of the earth's temperature, the long-term increase in the earth's temperature is considered as global warming. Industrialization and overexploitation of resources such as coal, gases, and oil has resulted in increased concentration of gases such as carbon dioxide. Now, these gases are called as greenhouse gases. When these greenhouse gases are present in the lower level of the atmosphere, they add heat to the already present heat on the earth. Now, let me explain this again. Industrialization and overexploitation of resources such as coal, oil, and gases releases various gases like carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So these gases, which are called as greenhouse gases, are found on the lowermost level of the atmosphere. Now, when it is found in the lowermost layer of the atmosphere, they work as a glass of greenhouse, so which means there is already presence of solar radiation, there is already presence of heat on the earth. Because of the presence of these gases in the lowermost level of atmosphere, they add up more heat, already present heat on the earth's surface. Therefore, the increase in the concentration of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere is resulting in rise of the atmospheric temperature. The increase in the greenhouse gases, global warming has various impact on the health of human beings, animals, and plants. It has the impact on the atmosphere, the environment, and also on the health of people, animals, and plants. Moving on, let us see what is the effect of global warming on atmosphere. The first effect on atmosphere is that warming of the troposphere, which is the lowest level of the Earth's atmosphere, has resulted in cooling of the upper layers. So we know that there are 7 different layers in the atmosphere, right? The lowest layer being the troposphere. Because the troposphere is being heated up, the upper layer of the atmosphere is being cooled down. The second effect of global warming is that the upper layers of the atmosphere, especially the stratosphere, which is immediately above the troposphere, is shrinking. The size of the upper layer of the atmosphere is shrinking. Next one, let us see what is the effect of global warming on weather and climate. The first effect on weather and climate is that global warming will increase the moisture carrying capacity of the air. Another effect of global warming is that frequency of drought as well as floods will increase. And of course, when there's presence of drought or flood, it is obvious that it will lead to various waterborne diseases, various vector-borne diseases, causing ill effect to the health of human beings in turn. There are other effects of global warming, which includes melting of ice cap, melting of glaciers, rise in the sea level, flooding of the coastal regions, etc. Have a look at the picture on your screen. You can see that global warming is associated with various problems. Here we have four major problems that are associated with global warming. The first one is drought. As I said, the frequency of drought will increase because of global warming. The second one that we have is desertification. The third problem that is associated with global warming is increased rainfall, and the last problem associated with global warming is affects the flora and fauna. So global warming is associated with various problems. It causes various changes in the climate, in the weather, and also to the health of human population, plants and animals. Along with that, global warming is also associated with another problem which gives rise to various other problems. On the screen here you can see global warming causes flood. Global warming further causes certain problems which give rise to various other problems. Now, because of global warming, there will be melting of ice, as you can see here on the screen, and because of melting of the ice, it will lead to flood. Now, flood in turn will lead to contamination of water and soil erosion. When there is soil erosion, it is obvious there will be infertility resulting in decreased yield. So these are the various problems that are caused by global warming. Global warming will cause one problem, and because of one such factor, one such problem, other problems may arise. Eventually, the effect on the climate and the weather will affect the health of all the living organisms in the planet. The next one is ozone depletion. Ozone depletion is also associated with global warming. First, let us understand what is ozone, what is the function of ozone, then we will study about ozone depletion. The ozone is a layer in the Earth's atmosphere. But what kind of layer? The ozone is a thin layer that is found in the atmosphere of the Earth, and that layer absorbs almost all the harmful ultraviolet light that comes from the sun. So ozone is a protective layer of the Earth's atmosphere. It is a thin layer and it absorbs all the harmful UV rays or UV light that comes from the sun. Let us now see what is the function of ozone layer. The very first function of ozone layer, as I have told in the introduction only, is filtration of ultraviolet rays and preventing the UV rays to reach to Earth's surface. That is the very first function of ozone layer. The second function of ozone layer is it acts as a protective shield against the harmful effect of UV rays. So these are the major two functions of ozone layer. Moving on, let us see the impact of ozone depletion. What are the various impacts of ozone depletion on human beings and on the environment? The first impact is that there will be increased incidence of cataract, skin cancer, dimming of eyesight and photo burning. So these are the various effects of ozone layer depletion on human population. The second impact of ozone depletion is decreased or depressed immune system of human beings. Another impact of ozone depletion, a large number of land animals because of the harmful rays from the sun. The fourth impact of ozone layer depletion is that there will be inhibition in the process of photosynthesis. Another impact of ozone layer depletion is that ozone layer may also damage the nucleic acid, therefore causing mutation in human beings, in animals and in plants. And finally, the last impact of ozone depletion is change in the global climate. So that is it for today's class. In this session today, we have discussed about global warming and ozone depletion, where we've seen what is global warming and what are the various effects of global warming, and also what is ozone layer, what are the various functions of ozone layer, and what is the impact of depletion of ozone layer. It was a very short session and I hope you've understood the class properly. I'll see you all in the next session. Thank you and have a great day ahead.